back.
So much more fishes.
You have a little bug crawling right there. Yep, you had your finger on it. I don't know where it
That's
went.
her friend.
That's her new finger.
Did you bring company with you?
Oh, I don't know what it was.
I don't see it
was in the
anymore.
garage with a, getting the animals in, and I thought, oh my gosh, I was probably gonna cover something.
Welcome, everyone. Today's date is Thursday, October 10th, 2019. The time is now 5:30, and we'll begin the work session for the Trinidad Urban Renewal Authority. First item on the agenda is discussion with Main Street Board. Penny? Penny Saidi is here. She is the chair, I believe, of the Main Street Board.
Yes.
Okay. I provided you with a copy of our recently adopted, within the past year, adopted facade renovation program. And we included Main Street in the program to gain access to the free services, the architectural technical assistance. We're wondering if Main Street has done anything with facade improvements.
No, we haven't done anything because we didn't have any funding for it,
Okay,
so.
and I kind of wondered if the program that Jonathan prepared, if I recall correctly, he kind of worked with Main Street on that.
Yes, I have it here if you ever need it.
Actually, I found my copy.
Okay.
And I have shared it with everyone here.
Okay.
Is there any possibility of mini grants from DOLA to help fund a small portion?
We just get one mini grant per year for $2,500, and it has to be matched by the city. And right now we're using, that's up until June, and we're using that for a mural project.
Okay,
So,
and I know that if you apply for a mini grant, it has to be for something that's included in your annual plan?
right, in the work plan,
Okay.
right. But the facade is in our work plan.
Is it?
Facade improvement is in our work plan, yes. It just, we haven't had any funding for it, so we haven't got a chance to do anything with it. So if we have this, if we have funding, then we can help the merchants fill out the paperwork and have the DOLA architect come down. He's already been down and looked at several buildings,
Great.
so I'm sure that he would be happy to do that.
Who is the architect now?
His name is, Larry. I can't remember his last name.
No
I have-
longer Tim Dorr?
Huh?
No longer Tim Dorr?
No, he took Tim's spot. I can find his name in 1 second.
That's okay, that's okay. When is your next board meeting?
It is Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Tuesday at 2, right here.
next Tuesday at 2?
Yes.
Ed indicated that he and I might be in attendance. Were you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I told him, please come. He would love to hear about it.
Tuesday at 2.
Larry Lucas.
Larry Lucas,
Yeah,
okay.
with DOLA.
Does anyone else have questions for Penny?
Penny, did you guys get as far as an application? Did you have a process ready to go?
The only process we had is what Jonathan gave us, and it was like a little booklet.
I
It
saw
was
that.
very
You had it last
complicated.
week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it seems like if we could make it a lot easier, then more people would be willing to do it, and then get our town looking better.
Anyone else? Well, Penny, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you coming, and Ed and I will be at your board meeting next Tuesday, and we can talk further about how to bring the two together and.
Okay. So I have a question, because I read this over,
Mhm.
and it says that, you'll be providing a grant of 20% of the project cost up to 10,000. How many projects are you looking for?
This year, we allotted funding for 3,
Okay,
and, to date, we've only received 3 applications,
okay,
2 of which have, one was incomplete, one was outside of the limits,
okay.
and the third one is going to be forthcoming from Blackjacks.
Oh, good, okay,
We should have that next week.
okay, good. So there's still two grants available, right? Or if somebody wants just 5,000, up to 5,000, then we can do another one?
Absolutely.
All right.
It's my understanding.
Right, our max,
Make sure that I'm telling
our
everybody the
max
right
was
thing.
10 per project, but it can be
Hmm?
less. Our max was 10 per project, but it can be less.
But is your maximum $30,000?
No.
That's the question.
30,000
Is
for
the total.
all the projects for
Right.
the year. Yes.
Okay, okay, and the first project is 10,000, it's taking up 10,000?
We don't know yet.
We don't
Oh,
know
We
yet.
don't know.
Okay, okay. Just wanna know how much we have to work
But,
with.
but what I was saying was that maximum, we set a maximum of 10,000 per project,
Okay, that's good,
but it can be less.
okay,
Cause
Alright.
it goes by the 20%, doesn't it?
I think so.
Up to a maximum of
and,
10.
and this would not, like, include any signage or anything, right?
Oh, I'd have to look at the plan
I
itself.
don't think so.
I have one
I
place
don't
in
think it
particular that
references
really,
signage.
really needs a sign, and so,
See, I think a sign would come more under what we thought you
economic
guys were doing.
development.
Yes. Well,
It doesn't address signage. Doesn't exclude it either.
but it does have to be structural for our
You're right.
purposes.
Thank you.
But not for the facade part, right? Just for the structural part?
Well, but the facade part is where you guys come in,
Right,
yes.
right,
But for our part of it,
right,
we specified it had to be structural.
right, right. So signage wouldn't be structural, but it would be facade.
I would think so.
I would
Okay.
too.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, we'll, visit with you and your group next week
Okay.
and then report back to everyone.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Has any firm decision been made that she's seeking away? With, about a working relationship?
I think that we need to determine what parts, because we do include the Main Street group in our program. And I think we need to determine which part falls on who and what they can afford to do.
Right. So, for you, it seems, in terms of the questions you've been asking,
Mm-hmm.
is that we, if we're gonna work together, need to establish a working relationship and, before anything can go forward.
Yes.
I think that's what you need to take away.
Okay. Well, we have always thought that we were gonna work with you guys,
Well-
so.
Well, of course, but
Yeah.
I meant we wanna make sure that the working relationship is well defined.
Okay. I read the paper and it seemed like pretty clear that, once we get somebody, then we bring it to you guys and we get our architect to approve it and building permits and all. It's very detailed. I really like that. Cause then there's no guesswork.
Right.
Okay, are we ready to move on to item 2? possible changes to facade renovation program. We have comments provided by 3 of our commissioners that Brittany supplied us with, and has everyone had a chance to look over those? I know we just received them. And I know we can't do too much this evening without Ed being here. So.
No, but your comment is interesting, that you think we ought to expand the boundaries.
I felt that we're so limited, and ever since I can remember, and Lucille, we've all been from around here, it's always been just the historical district, just the historical district. And I mean, I watched businesses that were just like one house away that wanted, and it's just been that way forever. And I thought, we receive taxes from everybody that pays taxes. Why are we limiting ourselves just to the historic district? Because we have businesses that go beyond every which direction, other than that one small area. And I didn't know, I mean, maybe there was a reason we did this. I'm new, I don't know, but I just thought that, you know, Trinidad is one entity, it's not pieces. And that was my thought.
And I met with Ed yesterday, and he relayed to me that he has concern that expansion of the original area will go against our original intent in the plan, and that if we alter that, it may trigger us having to do a new plan under House Bill 1348.
Okay.
And he has much more to add on the subject, but those are his initial concerns.
So we need to talk to Ed, but I think, are we confusing the Tura plan and the facade program?
Yeah.
I think he was referring to the actual Tura plan. Because just doing the facade improvement program wouldn't trigger us having to go under that new plan.
Okay, because the Tura plan is the city of Trinidad, correct?
That's my thought.
So
So I guess I'm a little confused.
let's wait and let him address that.
Okay.
But he just asked that I briefly share that with everyone.
I met with Ed, we were over this as well, and there are some concerns as to either it's all inclusive or where do you stop, where do you draw the line? If you start drawing the lines or moving the boundaries out, then somebody's gonna be excluded. And so that was the other concern that he expressed, and I agree with. You know, we're going to, we have to be very careful about that.
Yeah.
And,
But like I said, if we move the boundaries at all, it's because of I don't know, because of Trinidad builders asking for this. I think if we move the boundaries, it's gonna look like we just did it, so that.
For Trinidad builders.
For Trinidad builders. So, that's my thought, was if we're gonna move the boundaries, then you better move them out.
right.
Well, and I think we've all been a little, maybe I should just speak for myself, I've been a little disappointed in the participation with the program, that more people didn't take advantage of it, and I really thought, when we said with $30,000, we're gonna have to stop it at 3 projects, I thought, oh boy,
And here we
Here we
are,
are.
almost, is it past a year, and we've not had one ballot application?
Well, my problem with this has been the fact that it is structural. And if you've ever done any kind of structural, building or done something to, as far as structural, it's extremely expensive. Extremely expensive, and one of the things that might have been a deterrent for people is the fact that when you talk about structure, you're talking about monies way over $10,000.
That would just be a
And
drop
then
in the
you
bucket.
have to get a structural engineer, you have to do all these things have to be in place, and they're all, I think it's prohibitive almost to some people who are business people who would like to take advantage of this, but the costs involved in a structural, problem and remedying that and remediating that problem is so expensive. And, I mean, I can speak for that, on my own commercial building. And, so I think that part of this is, the reason why I haven't gotten participation is because of the way that it's structured. Because a lot of people don't have that kind of discretionary income in their businesses to be able to afford that kind of, problem. If it's significant, if the problem is significant.
So, am I hearing you correctly? You thinking maybe we should move away from the structural part of it and more the paint,
The beautification.
the beautification?
I don't know that we need, I don't have an answer for that, Commissioner Matei. I feel that I strongly feel that we ought to tier this program so that some people can, who don't want, and I thought this was the reason why we were including the Main Street group, is so that we could possibly offer, a two-tier program where people don't have to do the structural, but can do something more significant than maybe a sign. So, I don't know what the answer is to that, but I also think that probably the way we've structured it and the reasons and the things that we've called it for people to have to do, to put out to do it, may have been significantly more than they could afford to do.
And that may very well be true. And personally, I like your suggestion of the two-tier program. Because it really is. It's kind of two different animals.
Right.
If you're talking about just
Structural
or cosmetic.
Right. So I don't know, I think we have some work to do
I think we do as well.
to revamp this and to really look at it and to maybe get with Main Street and really define. The other thing that I think is a possibility is that people are confused by this. We have a facade program, they have a facade program. There's not enough definition, or maybe we need a different nomenclature for it, because then people can understand the difference between the two.
That's right. And after having Penny talk with us, we know that they really don't have anything in place right now.
Right.
So that's going to be built from scratch. And if there are any of you who would like to attend their board meeting with Ed and I next Tuesday, you are more than welcome.
What time is that?
Tuesday at 2, I believe is what she said.
She did.
Okay.
We're right in
And
there.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Here?
Right,
Might
right
have to
in.
post it. You might have to post it.
Oh, it's more than
Right.
two? Okay,
Oh, you're absolutely right, thank you.
okay.
I just didn't
Good
want
call.
anyone to feel specifically excluded.
Well, we are, no, it can't be. So it can't be more than two.
Can't be more than 2.
Mhm.
Thank you for keeping us out of trouble. Any further discussion on this? I think you can see, my response was, we really can't work on changes until we solidify things with Main Street and we resolve the question as to boundary changes.
I agree.
So if there's no other comments, we'll move on to item number 3, discussion of items for future work sessions. Obviously, it appears that
Yes.
number 2 will be carried over again. And does anyone have other suggestions for our next work session? I have one, and that is, I think it would be beneficial to all of us if we made sure we read this and go through it together. That way, we can address questions and hopefully give everyone a very thorough understanding of what is involved, particularly for our newer members. So that will be on the agenda. So be sure to look through it before then. And if that's all we have on the work session, we will go into our regular meeting, called the regular meeting of the Trinidad Urban Renewal Authority. Roll call, please.
Bolton?
Oh, I'm sorry, the time is now 5:20.
5:50.
Thank you, 5:50.
Bolton?
Here.
Naomi?
Here.
Lopez? Matei?
Here?
Terrabino?
Here.
Malani?
Here.
Gregor?
Approval of minutes.
I move that we approve the minutes as presented.
I second it.
Do we have any questions or discussion? Roll call?
Bolton?
Yes?
Naomi?
Yes.
Matei?
Yes.
Terrabino?
Yes.
Malani?
Yes.
Number 3, acceptance of financial reports.
I have one item I want. You have a $30 check that's been outstanding for going on a year. You need to either put that back in the account or void the check and send it back out, because after 6 months, checks are stale dated.
Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure it's going to go back into the account.
Okay.
I got
Yeah, I
clarification.
noticed that too.
Do we have a motion to approve the financial report?
I make a motion to approve the financial report.
Second. Any discussion? I do have one item to bring up, and that is the question of, has the issue of signatories on the Tura Bank accounts been resolved?
They're in the process of getting that completed.
Okay. Of course, Mr. Sun was one of the signatories, so changes have to be made.
Our financial director, we found out, is also listed on there too,
Okay,
but we want to get some others in place.
okay, thank you. Roll call.
Bolton?
Yes.
Naomi?
Yes.
Matei?
Yes.
Terrabino?
Ready?
Malani?
Yes.
Item number 4, consideration of bills. And I believe there is just one, and isn't that the expenditure for the CML booklets?
Yes.
$10 charge. And that was really nice to just, rather than pay for booklets for each individual, to just purchase the PDF and then copy it ourselves. So do we have a motion to pay the bill?
I'll move.
Second?
I second it.
Roll call.
Bolton?
Yes.
Naomi?
Yes.
Matei?
Yes.
Terrabino?
Yes.
Malani?
Yes.
Number 5, petitions or communications, oral or written. Does anyone have anything? Any old business? Any new business? Report by Executive Director. I think we obviously will not be receiving one of those tonight. And we're down to number 9, reports by commissioners. Does anyone have anything to report?
You know, one of the things that I guess hits me on occasionally and whatnot, and I worked for the college for 32 years, so I know about government processes and so on and so forth. But that we lack a sense of freedom and ways to approach things and whatnot. We tend to be sort of boxed into the box. And I think sometimes that hinders us from really making progress and really making efforts that might have real community impact if that box gets so small that we hardly have any choices to make.
That's some good insight. Anyone else? If not, then we are ready for number 10, adjournment. Do we have a motion?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Meeting adjourned at 5:55. Thank you all. Short and sweet.
Yep.
Thank you all for being here.
And I don't know if this,
Thank you, Carol.
is Tom coming back for his
He probably just got home. Now, there's information that Penny gave me. Would you all like to have a copy of this? I don't even,
Basically, it was the facade program, I believe.
yes, but it looks like it talks about which buildings and what they've done to those buildings.
I would like a copy. I'm not, right? At least it will give us an idea of what is being done, what they did exactly.
Good ideas.
We're gonna get it right now.
And maybe I can ask, Penny if she'd like to make an actual formal presentation about that program.
I think they have it all online here.
You were just smarter than that.
You're just good.
Oh, yeah.
Where did you find it?
I just did a Google search of Rollins, Wyoming facade program. And it came up with a website called the Rollins Main Street Assistance Funding / I can't see the rest of it.